and give a bit of a scale by giving the sketchy. Hi guys, thank you very much for coming back to my studio. For those new, thank you for stopping by. In this video though, I like to share with you the drawings exercise which I put into practice. I'm not sure if you have seen my previous episodes. It's about using my dog, using my cute dog to practice speed up my drawing sketches, speed up my sketch exercise. And after a period of time, drawing sometimes could be drifting away with too much attention into detail, become rigid, and it slow you down instead of getting fast. So I pause for a moment, then using my dog, because dog is a great example to use to capture his posture, because dog never stays still unless they're sleeping or tired. So it was good uh, model for me to use to sketch my dog posture. If you have time, do check the previous episodes. I'm back to the architecture drawing, and this one using the drawing the urbanism, or to those who are interested in urbanism or urban planning or architecture. Started to be very sketchy, and it's not picturestic, but really sketchy, as you will see. And do watch this video to the end. You will understand what I'm trying to share here. Or about quick speed up my sketch, please click the subscribe button. Thank you very much for coming back. Thank you. Hey guys, thank you very much for coming back. In this video, I'm going to speed up my sketch exercise into practice. And in this one, I'm going to draw the urban planning, urban setting for houses in the urban setting. In the context of speed up drawing, there is no rules. It's just using the free movement of your hands. Speed it up, basically. Trying to be moving away from such rule, or if it was perspective drawing, move away from the vanishing point that would limit your drawing sketch. Like what you see now, I'm just create this kind of a imaginary vanishing points, horizontal line, the back at the front, and project it using approximate angles of close view and distant views. It's really sketchy. As you can see now, it's not tidy, but that's the point of this exercise, is to create this kind of a quick hand sketch. Then of course we're going to finalize it at the end by adding more layers. At the moment I'm starting up this setup with the footprint first, then extrude it upward to create this kind of massing. It is although it's a sketchy to set up with, and it's slowed down a little bit. I'll say much more into detail. To begin with, it's very sketchy without fear of making mistake. The idea of a quick sketch exercise about fear of making mistake, just let it go. Just let it go. Then when it comes to massing of houses or buildings, I'm using this kind of volumetric shape, like a cubic square. No further detail, just a cubic shape like this. Then the next, of course, then to adjust it, to change it a bit more into detail, if you may. One first line start, then of course it's a lot easier because everything are connected. And again, this is the time I'm putting together the geometry. Once we move into a bit of a detail, symmetrical. And okay, I'm connected to that. I'm assuming this building are facing each other on the opposite side. And of course, right at the end there. And of course, while sketching it is important to think three-dimensionally, and of course then to have a bit of understanding of how the standard practice for setting up new houses. In this one, I'm using the suburban area in London, where houses are pretty symmetrical, semi-detached or terrace houses, and this one more kind of a semi-detached houses, where the main road is the frontage, and it has a bit of green spaces in between where the back garden or the rear of the other buildings on the other side, like this. So it's pretty simple and easy to understand. But again, this exercise is not about perfecting your urbanism or suburban setting drawing, more of the drawing techniques itself, into starting with really sketchy to exercise your drawing. There are times when we are beginning to draw quite slow because we're scared or fear of making mistakes. But this exercises that to practice to speed up your drawing exercise, and it's actually very really worth it to practice, because there are times we need to speed up. When you speed up your drawing, actually it's much more sometimes it's way better than to slow down your drawing in a way, because from my experience, as I speed up my drawing, the intuition, the spontaneous understanding as I draw, as idea come along and I start to draw it. So capture those moments in mind, as opposed to capture the posture of my dog in my previous videos. Obviously not too fast in this one. I would like to be really fast, but for this one I keep it at this tempo at the moment. Maybe in the next video I like to demonstrate how to be faster, much faster. You see, by having this fast drawing and a bit of a geometry understanding, within few minutes I could draw this semi-detached house blocks, how many here, in less than no more time. And of course, as as it goes along, I need to put more lines just to adjust these lines to accentuate, to make it much thicker, to make it much clearer. And the next step now, I'm going to find the center of this facade to start with. So assume it is two houses in one block. As I said, it's semi-detached. Again, using the geometry to find the center point, because it's from the side views, not from the front views. So we can't, only the way to find the center of that is through using geometry, crossing the line from corner to corner to find the center. And of course, when I find the first one, closer one, that will be the starting point. As it is symmetrical, it will be easy to connect to one another. So the next one I'm going to do now is to roughly define the eave. I'm going to create a roof here instead of flat roof. This kind of shape of a trusses, cover roof, like this, rather than just a flat block. To give a bit of a character of a building, like this. It is a kind of a conventional, traditional houses, but this is the point of this exercise. When it comes to urban planning, urbanism, the urban designers would create blocks like this. Then of course each building will be delegated or commissioned to a specific architect who would come up with much more detail or flamboyant shape of the buildings. But this is about how to draw like urbanism, and using really quick sketch without fear of making any mistakes. Pretty much of a speed up your sketch exercise. And I'm going to do the opposite, the same as well. See, as I set up the line, I just easily project it to it, connect it like this. Not to worry too much about these really sketchy, messy lines, but only worries about keep your eye not to get lost in the line, basically, because this multi-layer line will eventually disappear. Just make sure that you draw correctly and the right on the right lines. Again, I'm going to do the same thing here, the same, to find the center of this, basically the roof, the ridge of this roofing. And the eave. See this gable roof, we're almost done to all of these blocks. Right, so the next move now is I'm going to hatch it. Hatch the between of each of these blocks just to accentuate the gap, the detachment between each of these semi-detached houses. Starting with the vertical fine line to emphasize the enclosed side of it. That would give a sense of differentiation between each building by indicating the contrast between dark and light. You see, with these techniques, the hatching to emphasize between dark and light, that will put each of these buildings to come forward, and those multi-layers of line which I set up eventually be fading away in those lines as well. And of course, with this hatch as well, the original shape of this cubic shape then is gradually disappearing and become more of the building which gable roof shaped. And of course I'm going to do on this side too, and adjust the line on the roof of these building shapes. From being sketchy into something much more organized now. And I do on the other side here too. I'm not going to show all of them, just speed it up because it's similar repetitions. Likewise on this side too. Now on the front side, on this side front views. So now, to give a bit of a context surrounding this proposed suburban building, to give a vegetation around, like trees. Like London is considered the second greenest city in the world. Having green spaces has a positive impact on our well-being as the dwellers of the city. Again, the point is that trying to be much more sketchy, quick sketch of this, even for the diagrammatic drawing of these trees. And of course, many people have their own way of drawing trees. I have my own way. It's very much of a really individualistic things. And of course, a bit of understanding of between close and further in a sketch way. And the next one is a bit of a context of the frontage, a bit of a front garden, small front gardens, a bit of a kind of a decorum between the building and the main street, the main road. More of a buffer zone between private communal space. It's a typical of a London suburban houses in the area, particularly in West London. So this one in the front garden a bit narrow. It's between these two building blocks. The front garden is footpath where there are trees. Communal footpath. Bit of public amenities. That's why the City of London is very comfortable to walk in rather than using private transport. So much easier to commute by bicycle, public transport. By walking from one place to another is really convenient because the nature of the city planning. So, based on my understanding, this is how it is. City is suburban of London. Now, of course, the front, there's also another green thing, trees usually. Again, I need to speed this up. It's pretty sketchy as well. It's very diagrammatic. It's just more of a ideas. And now that I have the trees, I'm going to hatch this more to make it much darker, so that this tree will come out as well. Similar to this side. So can you see now these prompts being so sketchy, rough sketch lines now become clearer, much clearer by adding more lines, hatch line to emphasize the dark and light, exposed and enclosed. And the next one is to give a bit of a understanding of what is going on at the back here. The back garden, where the rear garden facing on the other side. So a bit of fences, a bit of a understanding on the road, where in London you drive on the left side. Again, I'm going to put trees in the back to give a bit of a boundary between this rear garden. So a bit of privacy between each house. The purpose of trees is to give a kind of canopies, privacy, and of course, give filter the city. Give a lot of home to natural habitat like trees, birds, and so on. To green the city. So the next one I'm going to again to a bit of a detail on these fences, the back garden. You see, by hatching these lines, the trees then eventually come out, become clearer. And of course on this side, the front as well, roughly within the fences. And on this side, let's finish it up. Right, now I'm going to add a bit of a shadow of these trees canopies on the ground to accentuate the direction of light from the back to the shadow at the front. Now I'm going to continue as that. Space in between the main road and the building, and give a bit of a scale by giving it sketchy, roughly people walking by, just a line, sketch line. Give a bit of scale of this space. So you see, the purpose of this drawing exercise is to share how to start a drawing without too much restriction to yourself, using too much of the principle such as vanishing point, but rather using a free thinking, freedom of sketching. Speed up your sketch, and to start with very sketchy, and eventually to achieve this kind of a result, and in a quicker way. For those who are interested in urbanism and architecture drawings, and I hope it's worthwhile sharing, and thank you very much for watching, and do click the subscribe button, and thank you very much. See you again in the next video. Thank you.